Sounding good.
Alright.
Check your phone. Pre-show.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was another show. All right. Ready to go? Let's get started.
Hey.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another show, the 4th episode.
Unbelievable.
Nobody thought it was going to get this far.
You love.
You really do. But yeah, 4th episode, man. It's crazy.
This is exciting.
It
That's
is.
honestly 4 different beers that we've got to try.
It is 4. We've got. Wait, did we throw out our other cans?
Michelob doesn't count.
Michelob doesn't count.
Michelob is non-canon. It's non-canonical in our saga.
I like that idea.
Episode 3 was an offshoot.
There we go. Episode 3s, we don't save those cans. That's the couch.
It was like Star Wars Rogue One, kind of its own thing.
I haven't seen the Star Wars shows in forever. So
Really? They're
yeah.
good. Check them out.
Okay, we'll do it one day. But anyway, back to the show. Drinks today. Today we're well, you know what? Dan, you're our beer expert.
All right.
What are we drinking today?
This is based on the masses. I ran a quick Twitter poll assessing what we could potentially try out today.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that.
And Lake of the Woods Brewing Company came in at as our number 1. Now, what I
Excellent.
selected today was Sultana Gold Blonde Ale. Never tried it before.
Neither have I.
I'm a fan of ales, and let me just check. Yep, you two are blonde. So
We're good.
Both blonde. So this is very appropriate. I'm just trying to read the can really quick here.
Yeah, we've got named after the legendary Sultana gold mine on Lake of the Woods. The mine located on Sultana Island prospered for over a decade and eventually flooded in 1902. The gold may not have panned out, but this clean, crisp, sessionable ale certainly did. Steaky. Is that sessionable?
That's what an adjective
No
to use.
kidding. I had to question that one. Stake your claim to a true northern beer and bring home the gold.
So when we drink a beer, is it a session?
Is that what you would call it, a session right now?
no idea.
A session with Jim and Dan?
I hate that, but I guess it is.
I think that's what they're trying to get at there.
Interesting. Well, I'll
like
tell you
it.
what. It doesn't surprise me that the gold mine failed because oil and minerals are not good industries to go into, even in 1902.
No, you would not. I recommend investing in those.
I invested in a natural resources ETF once upon a time, and good night, Jim Kite. Let me tell you, that was a mistake and a half.
Yeah, you don't like to see that at all.
You might say you hate to see it.
You might say it, but I don't want to say you hate to see it because
right.
we're already up to 4. So you want to?
I had a good friend of mine actually reach out to me, and he said that he would punch my teeth down my throat if I spoke negatively about Lake of the Woods Brewing.
So I guess we got to speak good about this no matter what.
Ryan, I hope to God that this is good. I really do.
Let's give it a cheers.
Cheers. Let's go in. All right. Oh, thank God it's not hoppy. I thought this was going to be.
That's actually good. I like that. I don't know how to describe it.
It's kind of bread, kind of
weedy. Is that it?
Kind of like that.
Trying to sound like a beer snob when neither of us are beer snobs.
I need another sip. There's a little bit of bitterness in the aftertaste.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good. Like, it comes in relatively mild.
Is this a light beer? 5%.
It's a blonde ale.
So
I don't know what to call this. Well, you know what?
I like it.
I don't mind it. I swear to God, Ryan, I do like it.
Yeah.
It's a good one, please.
I do like it. I would have more of this. I usually don't drink too many blonde ales, but I'm usually so simple with beer, though. It's just like whatever.
You know who has a really good blonde ale? 2 places, actually. State and Main and Original Joe's. 2 good restaurants. And by the way, Jim, what do you think we should be talking about today?
I mean, we talked a little bit about this. In our episode 3, we wanted to get a little bit more on track, focused on things. So today, what do you say? We should talk about like restaurants, food, and stuff like that. We both like to drink, but more importantly,
we both like to eat.
We like to eat.
Oh, yeah. You love to taste it, but you hate to feel it after.
Right. It's been the demise of our athletic careers.
Quite frankly, if I didn't like food, I would just be shredded right now. I'm sure of it.
Oh, 100%. The fact that we look the way we do is a testament to ourselves.
In fact, I would say that you and I, we don't. I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. Make no mistake, we do not have dad bods. I think what I would classify us as is
getting close,
reasonably athletic uncle bods.
Uncle bods.
Uncle bods. You know that one uncle some of you have that maybe used to play hockey.
Right, he used to be at workout a lot, but
Yeah.
now he's had a few too many beers and food, so you can see there's some definition there,
Sure.
but it's kind of covered up.
Sure, exactly. Well, you know exactly what I'm talking
Right,
about.
oh yeah.
So, I guess when you really break it down, not all restaurants can be treated equal, right? You would never put two places in the same conversation with each other when trying to, make a reasonable comparison. So I think we almost have to put this in terms of like brackets, right?
What your situation is and where you're going out to eat. You're not going to go out for a couple drinks with the boys to watch the game at 529 Wellington.
Of course. No,
that just doesn't make sense.
Not even my Asper boys would go do that.
No. That's above their level, right?
No. So I guess, so we have, all right. So we're going to have
lay out here like a few tiers, and then we'll dive in from there into our favorite places.
Four
tiers?
You know what? 3 tiers. So here are our brackets.
Okay.
I think fine dining and nice. This is a nice place that you'll go out for a special occasion. You'll take your girlfriend.
Birthday, anniversary type thing.
Maybe your mom if you like her.
My mom? I love my mom.
I swear. So those are obviously nicer places.
I would never call my mom a dick.
Make no mistake. Jim, you would never call your mom
maybe
a dick.
a beauty. Maybe never a dick.
No, I've never called my mom a dick either.
No. Anyway.
In any event.
Flashbacks. So fine dining, places we're going out, birthdays, anniversaries.
Sure.
Take your mom out for a nice dinner where you might dress up, put a nice blazer on or something.
Exactly. Collared shirt at the very least. Tier 2, this is going to be more of a casual yet still somewhat upscale place. Like this is somewhere that maybe you'd go on a date, right? Because again, I will beat this horse to death. I am not a fan of going out on a date and getting separate dinners. I like to just go and like get some drinks and appetizers, and then again, we're all sharing, and it just creates a better energy than separating the table of this is my food, this is your food.
Don't touch my steak.
There are exactly. Fuck it, keg classic, man.
Oof.
Nobody. I'm not sharing.
No.
I'm not sharing that.
The shareables plate is definitely not for both of us. That's for me only.
For sure.
Don't touch my steak bites.
Precisely. So then, that's going to be a spot that's going to be serviced by more of like a casual restaurant.
Gotcha.
Then
that's going to be a pretty wide one, I think, because everyone's different. Like you got different price ranges within there too. So.
And then 3rd tier, sports bars. You're going to go watch a game
drinks,
with the boys.
Yeah, just going out, like even going out with you, and even if like Macy was coming or something like that.
Precisely.
Like, if you've been dating for a while and you just want to go get drinks and watch the game and hang out with friends, kind of real more chill.
And you know what?
We could probably fit most things into there, but you could probably subcategorize everything.
Sure. And you know what? We're gonna say there's gonna be a 4th tier, and that's dives. Just
dives, great.
Disgusting places.
The wild cards.
You hate to look at it, but you go in there and it hits.
There's like a jam, like they make like the best waffle fries or something, or
super niche, like like best 14-day-old deep fried dill pickles
by far
in North Dakota. Like just really
niche markets, but they got that on lockdown. So that's what we'll go into. I used to eat out at restaurants a lot more. Like I had like a year where I was like eating out like multiple times a week. And now I've kind of slowed back a little bit on that just because it's so expensive to go out all the time. But I got a lot of good places in the city that I like to go.
But you
got
being
the classics.
You being in the restaurant business and in food services, you could probably take a look at restaurants and you could just pick apart efficiencies, and it almost becomes an experience to go out and eat.
It does. It's funny actually. Whenever you go to a restaurant with my dad and I, the first thing we notice, I walk into a restaurant. The second I walk up to it and open the doors, I notice every burnt out light bulb in the place.
Is that a thing?
Every restaurant. I can't go more than like a minute in. If we go in, tell them, table for 2, table for 4, whatever. They take us to a table, we sit down. As soon as I sit down, if you ask me how many light bulbs are burnt out on the way in, I could tell you 4. There's a hanging light over there, there's a ceiling light over there, and the exit light by the front door's out. And like it's just something I notice in every place I go to because I change light bulbs daily in our stores.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Something else I wonder about in restaurants is some of them actually have EpiPens on standby in the off chance that somebody like a genetically defective prick like myself
like you
goes into anaphylaxis.
Do you not carry yours all the time? Are you getting pretty liberal with it?
It's usually in the glove box in my car, so I mean
that's gonna help out.
If I was, if I'm close by, it's not an issue. But if something happens, it's just a stretch. Like I might be starting to lose gas and starting to black out within about 10 yards to my 2016 Chrysler.
You better hope somebody athletic is with you so they can run back to the car and know where it is.
Exactly.
Be able to get into it and then stab you with it.
Just right in the jugular.
Have you ever had to use it?
No. knock on wood.
Yeah.
And thanks. Now that you've asked that, in like the next week, I'm going to inevitably have to use it.
Dude, we did this like a month ago or something. We talked about this too.
Yeah.
Where you hadn't used it in Touchwood. You haven't had to use it since then.
Exactly.
So
I just got to keep it up.
Keeping wood.
So,
was
anyways.
weird.
All right, restaurants.
Let's start. Where do you want to start? I think we should
Top
finish with dives.
Yeah.
That's going to be the most fun and entertaining one. Let's start with like the top tier 1 classy places that you're going to take where you dress up. Collar shirt minimum, occasions.
Absolutely.
Go for it. Let's hear what you got.
For me, I'm a big consistency guy. Consistency and atmosphere. Those are two things. Obviously, you want the food to be good, but I think restaurants in today's day and age are just held to a higher standard. That
in Canada in particular,
all the lousy ones have died off. That pretty much any restaurant you go to is pretty good on the most part, except for that freaking toxic relationship of Boston Pizza.
You do hate to see it, but you know Boston Pizza's making it on the list somewhere in here.
They're gonna have to.
They're gonna have to. I'm
me,
a sucker for that Bandera pizza bread. Just basically pizza as an appetizer, but
yeah, I can't eat at 529 because they fry in peanut oil. Fun fact.
Oh really? I can't eat there either. It's actually just out of my price range.
Oh, I can't eat there not because it's a choice, but because quite frankly I do not have enough money to eat there.
Right. I decided to go, but then I'd have to sell my camera, or I'd sell this microphone, and without this microphone, it just becomes a drink with and Dan.
We could just get really close and just twist the mic.
The mic around back and forth. No, I know a podcast in the city that there's some podcasts in the city that share microphones, and I really don't like it.
SMH. You hate to see it.
Yes.
Hate to hear it, actually.
Yeah, that's really it. I turn it off. Anyway.
All right.
So off on a tangent.
Consistency, predictability, quality. It's going to be the keg, specifically Keg Gary Street. I mean, all of them are pretty good.
That's
the one.
The one.
Except walking down that little back alley between the Cambrian Credit Union headquarters.
There's always parking a block over,
there's
right?
Always parking, but every time I walk down that alley, I think I'm gonna get shivved, much like Chris Matthews at La Roca last week.
Yeah, we touched on that.
I probably wouldn't be back at practice the next day if it happened to me.
No, you probably wouldn't be in the news if you got shivved either. No offense. What would the title be? Rivery's quarterback who threw 6 touchdowns in 2013 against Steinbeck gets shivved.
I'm trying to think here. What would a witty catch line be? Oh, yes. Freaking footballs weren't the only dagger that he could throw or something like that. Just get one.
Now you're throwing daggers.
Getting daggers.
Oh, boy.
All right, so the keg.
So the keg, you know what? I'm going to have to, before I even get to talk mine, I agree 100% with that. That's like Macy's and my go-to spot for fancy occasions. Her sister actually jokes about it when we have like anniversary dinners or birthday dinner where you go in the keg. And we're like, obviously, we're going. You know she's getting steak and lobster. You know I'm getting steak with my garlic mashed potatoes.
Keg classic sirloin, 8 ounce. Caesar salad and bread to start. It really does it for me.
I'm a 12-ounce guy.
You're a 12-ounce kind of guy.
I am always basically the biggest steak up until I don't get T-bones because the bone-in kind of skews the amount of meat you get.
Yeah.
I like a value with my steak there too.
And our good friend James hates meat with bones
on it. Yeah, that's
kind of a
weird, odd ribs, T-bones. Actually, I don't know if you've ever eaten a T-bone. I imagine he wouldn't.
No. James looks like a guy that wouldn't eat a T-bone steak.
No,
that is not an insult. But
send this back.
You should probably maybe put a picture of James on the screen right now, just so people can see.
Everyone, or do we not put a picture of James on because now he's the mysterious man we call? We've referenced him in this is their second or third episode. We've referenced him in. We've called him. We even had him over, and he made Monty's sex potions for us the other night.
And if you kept up with any of our Instagram stories, they were pretty good, actually.
Yeah, they were very good. They were very pink, very fruity, like you said.
Yeah.
And you actually had left earlier in the night. But later on, James made more of those for Macy, my girlfriend, and his girlfriend, Casey. And no, I did not make that up. Our girlfriends' names were both Macy and Casey.
Interesting.
And it put them over the top. It got entertaining after that.
You'll love to see
the sex potions always do it.
It always gets you going.
Yeah. So, man, I'm not going to put James's face up here. He's going to be the mystery man. They got to follow us on Instagram if they want to see him.
That's good. That's a good point.
Yeah. Jim.M4. Dan from Asper.
Absolutely.
So
did we both just agree on the keg?
The keg is our go-to, consistent, like the vibe, like the atmosphere. At Gary Street Keg is the best one in the city. Also partially because downtown has just got that vibe to it.
Yeah.
And also because, you're in North Kildonan and I'm in East St. Paul, it's the closest one to us.
Very true.
I'm not driving out to Kenniston.
This
to
is
go
a
to the keg.
logistical consideration as much as it is a food-based one,
Right.
for sure.
But hey, we're giving our honest reviews.
All right.
Keg, Gary Street, nice, fancy place.
Absolutely.
Consistent.
We're
Go.
both on the same page.
On the same page on that one.
Isn't that great?
I love it.
So
Tier 2.
Tier 2. Casual, going out. Maybe this is like a drink after work kind of place.
Yeah.
Maybe going on a date. I think we would, in this discussion, have places like, Joey Kenniston obviously gets an honorable mention because that's basically just an extension of the Asper School of Business.
Which is ironic because I just said I wouldn't drive out to Kenniston for the keg, but Joey's Kenniston, I wouldn't go to any other one but the one
Correct.
at Kenniston.
Yeah, Joey.
So maybe I go back. Maybe it is.
Let's not beat around the bush on this. Joey Polo Park provides better service. I'm not going to lie
Oh,
about
yeah?
that. But Joey Ken, it's home.
It's home.
It's home.
It's home. I've been to Joey Ken only a few times, but once again, opposite side of the city,
Yeah.
and I'm not an Asper boy.
Right. So Joey Ken, you got the Moxies right there, which is by the Nygaard store.
Oh, Nygaard, a legend in this episode, in this show.
Big Pete, he's
Pete fan.
really is. He's kind of a dick, not our moms, but Peter Nygaard's kind of a dick. But he's an inspiration for us business students everywhere.
You can't argue with his hundreds of millions of dollars of net worth.
You can't.
But I don't agree with how you hear him in the stories and stuff like that. I
Absolutely.
do not condone that kind of activity.
All right, so here it is for me. Casual place, Earl's. It's gotta be.
Earl's. I love Earl's lounges.
Earl's
They're great.
Lounges, good aesthetic. Service, quite frankly, is dog shit. Every single one you go to. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I feel like they don't usually hire for their serving experience.
you said it, not me. You said it, not me. But yes, correct. There might be some HR opportunities for improvement.
Yep.
In terms of core competencies, but you know what? Happy hour, good value. Rhino Lager is a good one for sure. I could always, sometimes get a vodka water highball or something like that, which isn't bad. Yam fries, personal pizzas. It's all good.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's great. Earl's, too. I actually don't remember last time I went to Earl's and got food. It's usually been for drinks. Like, it's always just going there for drinks. So
Yeah.
I don't know why that is, but I almost always just go there for drinks.
Yeah.
But another one I would throw into that same, like, kind of higher scale, but still kind of classier for drinks, would be Brown's Social House.
Yes.
I would put Brown's in that same level there because they're popping up now. Like, they got more. They got the downtown one. They got the one on Riverbend on Main. They got the one in Transcona on Plessis.
Yeah.
They got. There's some other ones
I
in the
think
city.
they're putting one up in the south end, like way down Portage there, I think.
Down Pembina. South End Pembina.
Wait, I must be thinking West End or something
West.
like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I would put Brown's in that. I love the aesthetic, as we used that word earlier
sure.
there.
Yeah,
I love
nice
the vibe
curtains.
in there. Yeah, they're great. Actually, that's where, believe it or not, that's where the podcast.
Originated. That
Yeah,
was
well, Fourth's where we talked about it, but we went at Riverbend.
we really conceived the idea.
It grew
in
from.
Brown's Ridgecrest.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, where our excellent service from Kayla.
Yep, wonderful.
Thanks, Kayla, for that service. Kayla. And Sean, thanks for watching, Sean. I know you said you'd watch, so thank you. Sean would be Kayla's fiance.
Very nice. Very nice to Sean and Kayla. All right.
So yeah, we I would put Browns in that spot too for sure. I'm a big
Browns.
fan there.
Good happy hour too. I
Yeah.
think for sure. Third place.
Like another tier 2 place
Or
here.
you know what? Okay, let me step back here. Let's just rattle off a couple of. There's so many good restaurants that are in that casual category.
Oh yeah.
Earl's, Joey, Brown's, State and Main in Kildonan Place.
Yeah, I didn't even
wouldn't-
think of State and Main.
You wouldn't think it's good just by thinking, oh, it's in Kildonan Place, but go there, check it out.
Yeah, it feels similar to Browns.
It
It's a
is.
similar vibe and setup as Browns is.
Yeah, no real happy hour to speak of though, so that's my one knock against it. But yeah, you know what? It's good spots. Third tier.
Third tier. So third tier, we're going with more just like sports bars.
Pretty much. This is a place that you're gonna go. You're gonna go out with the boys. You're gonna watch
Right.
the game. You probably wouldn't do that at the Keg. Probably wouldn't do it at Earl's, honestly.
Right.
This is a place where price point comes down a little bit, so you could increase your volume. There's always that inverse relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So these places they're nice, not as nice as the other tiers, but obviously they service.
Yeah.
They're there for a purpose. And
Good
that's to go
food,
and just
okay
chill.
drinks.
Yeah,
Usually
sure.
not a wide. Usually these places don't have as much select maybe specialty or craft beer.
Sure.
Like some of those other places. But But yeah, good places. So I'm going to go first here on this one, Tier 3, which is once again you hate to see it, you love to see it, relationship with Boston Pizza.
Boston Pizza Henderson, unbelievable. I have such a toxic relationship with that place, honestly.
I've been there so many times, and so many good stories there, and so many just reckless stories. Like you got all ends of the spectrum at BP. But at the end of the day, I love their Bandera pizza bread, and it's the go-to place if you're on a sports team, beer league, softball, something like that, to go grab drinks afterwards, get a team pitcher, spill half of it on the first glass,
obviously,
but continue drinking and split that up. The team pizza is like $20 for large pizzas.
Yeah.
It's tough to beat when you go there with a few people.
For sure. And then they have the VLTs there too. Could go hit Lucky Larry's Lobster Mania.
Lucky Larry's. Have you ever played the VLTs at BP?
Yes.
Yes. You were very reluctant to actually admit to that.
Unfortunately, not a responsible capital outlay.
I was going to say, where was your aspercents in that one? They weren't tingling, that's for sure.
Honestly. So
BP,
BP is like the kind of place that it's like, it's open late, one of the only things in the area. It's the equivalent of BP texting you up at 2 a.m.
It's there.
It's there.
It's there for you.
It's there for you, unfortunately. So
I'm also a big Jim Treliving fan.
Yes, very
owner
good.
of Boston Pizza, Dragon's Den. The older guy on Dragon's Den, for people who don't know who Jim Treliving is.
Yes.
Big fan of Jim Treliving, who is from Verdun, Manitoba, actually.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Manitoba boy, RCMP officer.
He used to be employed by Boston Pizza, and then he bought it from the owner.
Correct.
And then exploded it.
And then exploded it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then kind of
desperate pricks like me.
Yeah. And then it actually dive bombed. Like if you go back like 20 years, Boston Pizza was like down and out, start throwing the mud on the grave. Like they were out. And then they just totally rebranded to what they more are now. And they just like the likes of Pizza Hut. Like when was the last time Pizza Hut was never going to make this list except to say that Boston Pizza killed them.
Precisely.
So as much as I love stuffed crust pizza,
right?
Yeah, Pizza Huts are like non-existent now. And Boston Pizza's rebranding did that. So I'm a big fan of Jim Treliving.
All right. And for me, my favorite place to just go and watch a game, it's going to have to be specifically Smitty's Henderson, because that's just where I'm located.
Smitty's Henderson.
Smitty's
Lounge. That's a throwback for me.
Smitty's lounges are, well, until very recently, they were not very nice at all.
They just renovated that one.
They just renovated. It looks nice.
Yeah.
So the aesthetic is pretty good. And they have a fantastic wing night. And usually, if you could go on a night where it's wing night and there's like a Thursday night football game,
right,
or a Jets game or something like that.
Hey, Thursday this week is the Bomber game.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I might have to go.
Smitty's Henderson Thursday.
Actually,
no, you're busy Thursday.
I'm going to be doing stand-up at the Handsome Daughter for anybody that is interested in attending. Actually, I don't think that this is going to even be released.
We'll see. You know what? We've been releasing on Thursdays.
Well, interesting.
So if you're hearing this, it might be tonight that Dan is at the
Handsome Daughter.
Okay, the Handsome Daughter.
So I hope my daughter isn't handsome when I have her.
I'm not going there. Let's move on.
Let's move on. So Smitty's Henderson, good wing night. On the topic of sports bars and going to watch the game. I have an individual that I would actually like to call, and he's going to serve us a really good discussion about the Bombers. This guy, his name's Noah. We recently connected. He used to be one of the quarterbacks for Kelvin High School. Unfortunately, they didn't have a matchup against Steinbach where he had the opportunity to throw for 6 touchdowns.
What would he have done? Would he have thrown for 5?
What's
the over/under is 5.5.
Over under 5.5. Noah's a great guy. You never know. He might have put up more, quite frankly. I have a question for him. Rumor has it he had the best sidearm fadeaway throw in the WHSFL, which stands for Winnipeg High School Football League. For those of you that are not aware,
of the show,
I'm gonna have to confirm that with him very shortly.
So, all right, let's jump into this segment here, which was a very fan favorite last episode, or 2 episodes where we called a buddy, where we called James and had the Monty Sex potions.
I hope James is cool with the fact that we're cheating on him.
Yeah, we may have to call him back in a future episode. But anyway, Dan's going to get his buddy Noah on the line here for a fan favorite segment after 1 episode, where we call a buddy and get him live on the show here. So until he answers there. So we're just talking about the sports bars. Oh,
Noah, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on. Big fan of the show.
No worries. I want you to quickly say hi to Jim. You haven't had the chance to meet him in person, but...
Hey, how's it going, Noah?
Yeah, Jim, I'm going to give you a little, a high five, throw, throughout the air. I'm giving you a high five. I'm in person. You got to
There we
pretend
go.
like I'm there.
Okay,
Pretend
yeah.
like I'm there. I'm giving you a high five.
Sounds good.
Shaking your hand, fist bumping you, whatever it might be. We're Matt. We're in for a good show today. I'm really excited.
I like it.
Like I said before, I'm a big fan of the show, and I'm excited for this.
Thanks. You're our only fan, so we appreciate it.
Oh, man, no. You guys, you're getting there. You're getting there. You got to grow the brand. It's all for the brand.
It's all the brand.
I support the cause.
I like you, Noah. Anyway, I'm giving you back to Dan. Dan's got some questions for you.
So
Hold on. Let me, you know what? Before you fire off with the question,
all right.
Just start off by saying the Bombers are winning the Cup this year.
Oh.
Rumor has it that if the Bombers win the Cup, Dan has to get his entire stat sheet from 2015, including his mind-blowing 6 touchdowns.
Is that how many he got?
Tattoos on the area of his choosing. Did you hear about this rumor, Jim?
What? No, tell me.
Well, here's the thing, man. If the Bombers win the Cup this year, Dan tweeted, and I have screenshots
Did he?
to prove this.
He does.
Dan tweeted that if the Bombers win the Cup this year, he will get his entire stat sheet from 2013 against Steinbach tattooed on his back.
I did not see that, Noah, but I am glad you brought that up.
Well, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. It's gonna depend with the way the league goes, and if Matt Nichols remains healthy, I think that's gonna be the contingency here. But Noah, really quick, man, I briefly introduced you just before I gave you a call as being one of the former quarterbacks of Kelvin High School, and there's 2 rumors circulating about you that I was wondering if you could confirm. The first one being that you may potentially have the best sidearm fadeaway corner pass in WHSFL history. And the second one being that you just have an absolutely huge wrench. Can you comment on either of those?
Oh, man. I'm thinking about saying no comment. You know, I've got the devil over my left shoulder. I got the angel over my right shoulder. I'm just contemplating how to answer this question. But let me start off by saying that I do have, undoubtedly, undisputedly, unmistakenly,
Where is
there's
this going?
leave no doubt. Make no mistake. I have the best fadeaway sidearm
Oh.
you've ever seen in your entire life. In person. Dan will say it. Dan will attest to this.
I could vouch for it.
In person, it is the best he's probably ever seen. Now, I'm sure that Aaron Rodgers can throw a better fadeaway sidearm. I'm sure that Patrick Mahomes can throw a better fadeaway sidearm. But in person, when you're just seeing it live in person, I got to tell you, man, it's something special. I've worked on it for a few years. I've been working on it. I've been studying. I've been studying my craft and just putting in a lot of work into this. And, you know, it's turned out well. You know, the throwing motion is looking really nice, and it's really effortless. It's like an Aaron Rodgers type motion. It's kind of effortless, but I don't mean to toot my horn, but I do think it's a good throwing motion.
This whole show is to toot our own horns.
Remind me what the other question was.
Can you confirm that you also rumor has it again, man? We're very good platonic heterosexual friends, but rumor has it that you're just packing a huge dong. Can you comment on that one?
No comment.
Okay.
No comment. He didn't skip media training day.
For sure. But you know what, Noah, I also introduced you as being one of the most knowledgeable guys about the Bombers and about football in general that I know. So, man, like, could you just tell us, like, Jim and I did a little segment on Saturday just dissecting the Bomber game, and it was pretty pedestrian, but what the hell went wrong last week? I mean, Hamilton, as to quote you, make no mistake, we got lit up by Dane Evans, who, again, is worse than me. Not when I played, but
you
me
currently
right now, sitting in this chair with a beer in my hand. What went wrong?
Well, I mean, it starts out of the gate. Jeremiah Masoli comes right out, and he goes right down the field for a touchdown on the first drive. Then the Bombers, Matt Nichols throws an ill-advised ball slips out of his hand, and it goes over a receiver's head and intercepted. Jeremiah Masoli gets the ball back. He goes down the field. He runs in another touchdown, makes our defense look silly. Right out of the gate, it's 14-0, just as you predicted, Dan. We talked about this a little bit before the game. We talked about this. We were wondering if the Bombers would start slow or start hot. I thought the Bombers would start hot. You said they would start slow, and you told me that, and you stuck by that. And I got to give you credit. I got to give credit where credit is due. You were right. The Bombers started slow, and Hamilton came out of the gate, and they were firing on all cylinders, and it was tough. And Matt Nichols struggled throwing against the wind. He took some big hits in this game. The Hamilton defense looked outstanding. I have to say, the Hamilton defense was outstanding this game. They gave Matt Nichols all he could handle, and we have the two. By the way, I mean, two best tackles in the CFL right now, Jamarcus Hardrick and Stanley Bryan.
Yeah.
Those guys are
Top
amazing. It's the best offensive line we've had in a long time. But anyhow, getting back to why the game went wrong. I mean, I've told you the main reasons, but, we just got to push on. It was Hamilton's Grey Cup. Hamilton wanted to knock us off. They wanted to knock us off. They were like, all right, the Bombers are undefeated. We have to find a way to give them that first L. And they gave us that first L, and we got to give credit where credit is due. Dane Evans came in the second half, and I'll tell you something. I like Dane Evans. I don't mind Dane Evans. He didn't do anything special, didn't throw any touchdowns, but I like his arm strength. He's got a good throwing motion, quick release. He's got a compact motion, and he can really spin it. And I like the way Dane Evans is playing. And I got to say, Hamilton, a lot of people think they're done. A lot of people think Hamilton is, they're checked out and their season is over. I wouldn't say that yet. And I also wouldn't rule out the possibility of them bringing back Kevin Glenn. I think Kevin Glenn could come back to Hamilton. And
can you imagine?
Kevin Glenn sees this opportunity and he says, wow, this is a great opportunity.
We're tagging Kevin Glenn in this post now just because of that comment.
We're sending this clip to Kevin Glenn and we're getting it back on the field because of you, Noah.
Yeah, man, Kevin Glenn, I'm trying to help him get a job here. I mean, you know what? We should at least hire him at TSN because Kevin Glenn is so knowledgeable. I love Kevin Glenn.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
He needs a job in the CFL. He's done so much for this league. Kevin Glenn needs some kind of job with the CFL. He either needs to be on the TSN panel or he needs to come back and join the Hamilton Tiger Cats and play us in the Grey Cup this year, one or the other.
So, man, speaking of Kevin Glenn, in our lifetime, can you give me a really quick assessment of your top 5 Bomber quarterbacks?
Oh, quick assessment. All right, I'll try and keep this under 2 minutes. So, the top 5 Bomber QBs of the last 12 years.
Is it Stefan LaForce?
This is tough, man. See, here's the thing. If you're the kind of guy that thinks that Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, just in terms of most accomplished, right? Just, based on resume. I think if you're making the list that way, Matt Nichols has to be number 1. Matt Nichols is, I love Matt Nichols. I love the way he spins the football. He throws a tight spiral almost all the time. He's able to cut through the wind. And there's something to be said about having to cut through the wind in the prairies. I mean, it's a gusty wind up here. And the fact that Matt Nichols can cut through that, it's nice. He's got great pocket presence. He sees the blitz coming, gets rid of the ball quickly. Matt Nichols, good decision maker, great decision maker. I know he gets the bad reputation with the game manager stuff, but you know what? I think that Grey Cup this year would go a long way in changing that reputation of Matt Nichols. So Matt Nichols is my number 1 quarterback in terms of accomplished. Kevin Glenn is number 2. He took us to the 2007 Grey Cup. Would have won that Grey Cup if he didn't break his arm.
Ryan Dinwiddie.
You hate Dinwiddie.
Don't even get me started. Dude, I literally cried.
I believe it. I believe it, Noah. That was devastating.
We all did, man.
I literally cried. There's only been a couple times I've cried during sporting events. When the Edmonton Oilers lost the Stanley Cup before the Jets came back, I cried. And the other one is Ryan Dinwiddie throwing the 3rd interception to cost us the Grey Cup. and those bloody Rough Riders from Saskatchewan, their first Grey Cup in God knows how long. I think it was like 30 years at the time.
I cried when Kerry Joseph.
When
Kerry Joseph scrambled for like 30 yards for that touchdown in that game. Do you remember that play?
Oh, yeah.
I remember when Kerry Joseph had that big run against us. I also remember Andy Fantuz. I have nightmares to this day of Andy Fantuz breaking 4 tackles and going into the end zone and scoring a touchdown. And, dude, to this day, you went into that game cautiously optimistic. You knew that Dinwiddie was, he had some potential and he had that gunslinger mentality, but the gunslinger mentality comes back to bite you sometimes. And he threw some picks in that game and it didn't go the way we wanted.
I can attest to that personally, yeah.
We've got Matt Nichols at 1. We've got Kevin Glenn at 2. We've got Buck Pierce at 3. Buck Pierce is sliding in at 3. He did take us to the Grey Cup, and we did have undoubtedly the best defense of the last 12 years in the CFL, maybe longer. It was one of the greatest defenses I'd ever seen. So, Buck was the quarterback. We went to the Grey Cup. Buck did enough to get us there.
Del Willis did.
You know what? We gave BC a little bit of a run for their money. I would have liked to have seen our offense score a few more points in the first half. But you know what? I'll slide Buck Pierce in there 3 because I do believe that he took us to the Grey Cup. He played here for about 4 or 5 years, and he was a serviceable quarterback.
Yeah.
Drew Willie comes in at 4. And I think I know me and Dan will attest to this. We both believe that Drew Willie, if he had the offensive line that Matt Nichols had,
100%.
Make no mistake, Drew Willie got pounded in his first 2 years.
He looked like Mike Riley looks right now.
Pounding.
Drew Willie in the Bombers looks like Mike Riley in Edmonton in BC right now.
The Willie Riley comparison just goes to show what being pressured can do to a good
Oh,
quarterback.
yes.
You hate to see it.
Oh, you hate to see it. But you got, and then number 5 for my top 5 Bomber QBs, and we're just talking most accomplished, Michael Bishop slides in there.
Holy smokes.
No, Bishop.
Michael Bishop. I gotta be honest, boys. I love Michael Bishop. I've always loved Michael Bishop. I can't explain it. I've always had a soft spot for Michael Bishop.
I don't know if he could write his own name, Noah.
What's that?
I don't know if he could write his own name.
Oh man, Michael Bishop though. Okay, I gotta tell you. So that's my top 5 QBs of the last 12 years that we're talking about most accomplished. Now, if you're a top 5 QB guy and you believe that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest of all time, meaning you value talent and ability over accomplishments and resume, guess who I'm putting at number 1? The most talented quarterback of the last 12 years of the Bombers. It has to be Michael Bishop.
What?
Noah.
You could throw that ball through a brick wall.
Oh.
I've never seen an arm. I have never seen an arm.
I mean,
like
that
Michael
is
Bishop.
true.
If he could hit a brick wall.
Right. I'm still a little bit stunned that we didn't see Kahari on this list.
Kahari was 2003.
Kahari was like 2003.
Oh, you're going,
right?
okay, that's a little bit too old for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at least we know for sure it's not Brian Braun. It's not Max Hall. It's not
Stephon
Joey
LaFours.
Elliott. It's not Stephon
Joey
LaFours.
Elliott, man. Joey Elliott came in like...
It's not Alex Brink, who would apparently show up drunk to practice. It's not Steven Giles. It's not
Jesus.
any of the other like 32 quarterbacks that we cycled through. But Noah, I have one last question for you. So right now, Jim and I, we're sitting down. We're having a really good Lake of the Woods Brewing Company Sultana Gold Blonde Ale. It's a really good beer. Recommend it to you. We should probably try to grab it next time we hang out. But I gotta ask you, man, what's your favorite beer?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me think about that. Give me a second.
Okay.
All right.
There's so many options, but is it just on taste?
It's just on taste.
Oh man, just on taste. I hate to say it, I really do, but probably a Bud Light.
Oh!
I'm a weird guy. I know. I
Basic.
can't explain it. It is what it is, boys. I'm not proud of it, but there's something about that 4.5%. It's smooth. It's not too heavy. It goes down easy. It goes down like water some nights, you know. But
it really does.
It's a smooth beer, and you know what? The taste might not be for everyone, but it's for me. That's all I can say, boys.
Know
Love
what?
it.
Honestly, thanks a ton, man. This was very, very insightful. I hope you have a good night. Bud Light, can't wrap my head around it. Love you to death. You're a weird fucking dude, buddy, for that very reason. But I love you to death. Have a good night, Noah.
Love you too, Dan, and Jim. Look forward to continuing our good times on the podcast. Hope you have me on again. I hope I made a good first impression.
Absolutely. Wow.
All right, take care,
Insane.
boys. Have a good night.
All right.
See you, man.
Hepatitis. See you later.
Wow.
So there we have it. That was Noah. That
was Noah.
That was insightful.
That was very good. He should be our like resident football expert.
He should. Honestly, like I wasn't lying when I said
He'd
guy
be the
knows what
best
he's
quarterback
talking
on this show.
about. You know what? With the matchup
Guys.
against literally anybody that's not Steinbach, maybe.
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 No, I just had to take the shot. It was sitting right there for me.
But,
to take. But
low-hanging fruit.
For the low-hanging fruit was taking the shot at
right.
Dan. But
Well,
anyway, that was great. Thanks for coming on, Noah.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
absolutely. Noah, fantastic.
Maybe we have to have him on as our football, our bomber expert when he comes on, just to give a little
Absolutely.
different insight.
Still can't believe that you like Bud Light as your favorite beer. But you know what?
And Michael Bishop as
Bud Light and Michael
Bishop.
I think that speaks to
That's
his
going on
character.
Noah's headstone one day. Like I've never met the dude. I've been on the phone call with him for whatever that was, like 6 or 7 minutes, and I'm already putting on his headstone when he dies. Noah, here lies Noah, Bud Light and Michael Bishop fan.
Oh my gosh.
Dear.
Well,
Where were
so
we?
we were talking about restaurants,
sports bars. We were at
sports
sports BP, Smitty's, Henderson.
BP, Smitty's, Henderson. Well, I think the
We-
last tier, gotta tie it up. Dives.
Dive bars,
Jim?
dive restaurants.
Give it to me, man.
Oh man, where do we begin? Like Winnipeg. I mean, Winnipeg has so many, especially downtown. I find bars that are just hidden gems. Where like they look like total dives, but you go into them and like they're phenomenal. that phone call just totally rattled me there. I got to get like back onto my pace here. What some dive bars that we got in the city.
Well, let me tell you one place that I wouldn't go, and that's Johnny G's.
That was literally the one I was just about to say. Let me go first again. There was Johnny G's. I don't know what it is. Why is it a dive bar? It shouldn't be, but it is.
I mean, any given time you walk in there's probably about a 15% chance you're going to get shot. First and foremost.
The one on Main.
The one on Main.
Yeah.
The Johnny G's in the Exchange is significantly safer.
Yes.
In fact, it's a Zen garden of sorts.
That's your third Zen garden on this show.
There's a lot, man. I can find Zen in most places. I really can.
You know, Johnny G's, the Forks Common, Peter Nygaard's parking lots.
Earl's Happy Hour.
Everywhere.
There's a lot.
Zen gardens.
So Johnny G's, the one on Main, it's open late. Food's not horrible. Not great, but not bad.
Not bad.
It does the job. Might get shot, but you could always go to the other one in the
Risk
Exchange
reward.
for the same quality.
Risk reward, you got to balance it out.
How bad do you want that poutine at 3:30 in the morning?
You know what? Last time we went to Johnny G's was actually a few Wednesdays ago for your stand-up.
Yeah, it was.
When you did stand-up, which killed it.
Thank you very
did great.
much.
Yeah, there
Again?
was, 17 people that came out that night?
Yeah.
And some of the guys there and females that were there had done it for like months or years. And some of them were just,
It was rough.
It was rough. It was rough to see. But you killed it.
Thanks,
That's to
man.
no surprise.
I appreciate it.
But I went there and I told Macy we got to get fries because the previous times I've been to Johnny G's, it's always at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. to get just greasy food.
Yeah.
And I love their fries. But the last time I went, maybe it's because it's the first time I've been there sober, but I was not a huge fan of the fries.
No, and how do you mess up fries? Like that's legitimately my question.
They were just too crunchy. They were just like, they're too thin, so they got too crunchy, deep fried too long maybe. I don't know.
Honestly,
didn't hit the spot though.
That's wild. So, for me, I hate calling it a dive because it's actually pretty nice, and I can never speak bad about it. It's more so a dive in the sense that it's a hole in the wall. Like it's not. If we're talking dive, you have staples like VJ's or Dairy Whip or something like that.
Yeah, those were too easy to pick.
But there's a restaurant on St. Mary's, and it's called Santa Ana.
Oh yeah.
And it's an Italian restaurant, but you walk in and it looks like a market. Like it's like a little storefront. You walk in,
really?
They have pasta noodles and sauce and everything, and they have a freezer with food in it. But they have a little dining room that's tucked away, and it's actually pretty nice. So again, I feel bad almost for calling it a dive because I really don't want to insult them. I have never been there and had a bad experience in any respect.
Right.
But I just don't think a ton of people know about it, and it is without a question one of, if not the best Italian restaurant in the city.
Do you know if they got Instagram or?
I hope they do. If they do, we are going to absolutely tag you in this because Santa Ana, I think it's a family-run business. They do like a lot of takeout for sure. Massive portion sizes. The food is always consistently incredible.
I love that.
And I just don't feel that like anybody knows about it.
So I haven't heard of them, so
it's sneaking in my underdog category here. Price point is definitely it's
reasonable.
affordable. It's actually a little bit pricey, but the portion that you get,
your value, the value's there.
The value is there,
which is more important than the price at some point too, right? Like you don't mind paying more if you're getting more.
Exactly. They actually, their portions are so big that it's so common that they share. They actually have a very small upcharge if you want to split a pasta dish into two. So you could do that because quite frankly, I have never gone there and not had to take food home. And I'm talking like, yeah, I do intermittent fasting. Freaking sue me for it. I'm going to mention it. But like there's been days where I won't eat all day. I'll go to Santa Ana and I still can't finish.
Really?
But I always start as well with the pan frito. It's like a deep fried... It's like bread, but it's more of like pastry. It's like, think of it like a really soft, like croissant dinner roll kind of thing, and they serve it with tomato sauce. Yeah. Oh my god, man!
Sounds delicious.
Gets me going.
We'll have to go there one time because I've never been there either.
Absolutely.
But there's one other one I kind of want to throw in here that I haven't been to in a while. But once again, I'm reluctant to call it a dive bar, but a place downtown, right in the Market Square, King's Head. I feel like it's a staple in Winnipeg, but I also feel like it's almost like a stereotypical dive bar because you drive by it, there's just posters plastered all over the outside, a super old neon sign. When you go inside, it's got the old school exchange stairs that are worn out inside, like lower ceilings, like it's that classic old building.
It's like an
But,
old
man,
school Irish pub.
Yeah.
Or English
Like it's
pub.
been, Irish, I guess English.
I think the Irish and English are still kind of at odds with each
other.
other.
Whatever. It's an old pub, but like it's so good. Like you go there for a drink, they got a ton of beers on tap.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is still true, but they were the only place in the city where you could go play darts.
They still have darts.
They still have the darts.
I
So they
was
had a
just
couple
there-
dartboards there, which when you're drinking and darts don't mix well together in a sober sense, but when you're drunk, darts look like a hell of a good idea.
For sure. I was there last Saturday for a friend's birthday, and it was good. It was fun. It was Fringe Festival, so volume was a little bit low.
Yeah.
They didn't have the upstairs where there's usually dancing and stuff.
Right.
They didn't have that open. But what I was going to say is just good beer. I tried Cracked Canoe. It's a light beer. That's a good one. I'd check it out. And just
Crack Canoe's got the wicked taps. They're just a big canoe on their beer tap,
Yeah.
right? You see that?
and I think
I
it's
like those.
it's just good.
So yeah, that's where I'm throwing in there. It's kind of like dive bar, but I just feel bad calling it a dive bar because it's a Winnipeg staple.
It is.
You could, by the way, throw in every Transcona bar into this dive bar category.
Dowell's
the
is
George,
good. The George. The George.
the Spike.
The Spike.
Well, that could be a different episode.
Yeah,
we could literally just do 45 minutes of Transcona bars.
That's a very niche segment, but I think it would speak to.
It would trend in Transcona for sure. But I think that kind of.
I think
That's our
pretty
list.
much it.
What do we got in there? So just quickly from the top, we got nice places like the Keg.
Keg.
That was consensus on that was our go-to occasional one.
Tier 1 is Keg. Tier 2 for me is Earl's.
Earl's, we put in Browns in there as well.
Yep.
We also put in Earl's in there.
Yep.
Just a good place to go grab some drinks, grab some good food, kind of a little more casual but upscale.
Tier 3 was Boston Pizza, and Smitty's.
Yeah.
Then we talked to Noah for a little bit. Thanks again, Noah.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Then
That was great.
For Tier 4 we just wrapped it up, King's Head and
The
Santa
dive
Ana.
bars. Yeah.
If for all these places that have Instagram or social media, we're gonna try
we'll
to
tag them.
tag you because
Yeah.
sincerely, you're all great places. You made our list for a reason.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
how's your Sultana Gold doing?
I'm just pretty much done here. Let me just have one more sip. And then
I gotta kill mine too.
Oh, I had bigger than one sip. My glass is going to fall off my head.
Oh, you hate to see it.
All right. Well, you want to go get another beer? Go check it out. One here.
Said I'm at my prime.